Scotty here with a Black Talk Radio News report. On this particular report, we want to take a look at what is dominating the headlines today, and that is Donald Trump, the CEO of USA Inc., launching a missile strike against Syria. Mind you, this is in violation of international law. Number one, Donald Trump and the United States did not seek a UN Security Council resolution authorizing an attack on Syria. And number two, the United States was not directly attacked. This would also be against U.S. law, as Congress has to declare war before the United States can engage in acts of war. And like Representative Barbara Lee said, this was an act of war that the United States committed against Syria. Now, as you can see, I have a screenshot up the attacks on Syria by the United States with about $60 million worth of Tomahawk missiles are supposed to be a response to alleged chemical weapon usage against Syrian rebels inside of Syria. There has been no UN investigation. There has been no determination, only that chemical weapons were used. There has been no investigation to determine who in fact used these chemical weapons. And before you jump on the mainstream bandwagon and say, oh, Syria did it, Assad's attacking his own people, and just a quick note, that's the same thing they said to justify the overthrow of Libya, which is connected to the war in Syria, by the way. They said that Gaddafi was killing his own people when in fact he was not. He was trying to capture and kill jihadists who were backed by the United States government, who were killing Libyan civilians. But we heard President Obama, Susan Rice, and all the other government officials say, oh, Gaddafi is attacking his own people. We must do something. So here we have the same justification being used over again. They've said this about Assad before in Syria. Oh, he's attacked his own people. But just to put all the information out there, because a lot of stuff gets lost down the memory hole, as you can see from that screenshot, the United States backed a plan to launch a chemical weapon attack on Syria and then blame it on Assad. So let me pull up that article and read just a bit from it for you. It says U.S.-backed plan to launch chemical weapon attack on Syria and blame it on Assad's regime. This was reported by the Mail Online in, let me see, the date on this was 2013. Leaked emails from defense contractor refers to chemical weapons, saying the ideal is approved by Washington. Obama issued warning to Syrian President Bashar al-Assad last month that the use of chemical warfare was totally unacceptable. Leaked emails have allegedly proved that the White House gave the green light to a chemical weapons attack in Syria that could be blamed on Assad's regime and in turn spurred international military action in the devastated country. A report released on Monday contains an email exchange between two senior officials at British-based contractor Britain Defense, where a scheme approved by Washington is outlined, explaining that Qatar would fund rebel forces in Syria to use chemical weapons. All right, so that is an article from the Mail Online in 2013. Leaked emails revealed that a British contractor had some kind of agreement to train the Syrian rebels in the use of chemical warfare. I also found other articles that pointed out that the Pentagon actually admitted to training Syrian rebels in handling chemical weapons. Now, that's from 2013. I will bring you up to another article, if you will bear with me. Let me pull that one up on the screen for you.
During our investigation for crimes against humanity and war crimes, we collect some witness testimony that that made to appear that some chemical weapons were used, in particular nervine gas. And what appeared on to our investigation that that was used by the opponents, by the rebels.
All right, so that was a UN inspector who said the last time chemical weapons were used, it appears from the evidence that it was used by the rebels. Again, we have heard a number of these reports after these chemical attacks. At the Mail Online article connects Qatar, one of the Arab Gulf states. I've also seen other articles where it connects Saudi Arabia to giving chemical weapons to these Islamic rebels that is trying to overthrow the government of Syria. Now, I want to bring you forward to 2014, where Syria gave up its chemical weapons. What you see there is a screenshot from NPR, National Public Radio, .org, where they did a report in 2014. This was after it appears that rebels use chemical attacks to do what the other article said, blame it on Assad. But after that attack, Syria allowed the UN to come in and take away its chemical weapons stockpiles. But nobody's talking about that today. Nobody's bringing that up, that Syria gave up its chemical weapons. So again, appears that another false flag is on, but I just wanted to share these news reports from the memory hole with you because, you know, we got a lot of people out there who are all on board with this. Again, this is an act of war by the United States against a sovereign nation, and they want to act like they did this because Assad is killing his own people. Do you really think they care about, do you really think Donald Trump or anybody in his administration or anybody in the U.S. government really cares about these civilians? How many civilians has the United States killed, not only in Iraq, not only in Afghanistan, not only in Yemen, not only in Somalia, and especially Libya? I mean, do you really think that they did this because they care about some civilians when they kill more civilians on the planet than any nation I could think of in the last 10, 20 years? So this has been Scotty Reed with a Black Talk Radio news report. Don't believe the hype that you're seeing from the mainstream media, but in fact, do your own research. This is Scotty